Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will explain how I've been able to get more than 20 different mounts from Dragonflight in just a week and a half, and how you can too. This is really something I would recommend you to do right now while there is still this big event that will allow you to get the 200% reputation increase with all the different reputations from the Dragon House, because again, it will make it way easier for you to farm all these different mounts, and it's the best opportunity to also farm all the other mounts that are available in Dragonflight. Okay, so first of all, obviously, you will simply be able to do all the different world quests, kill all the different rares, do all the different weekly activities, and all these different things that will reward you with some reputation with all the main factions, and you need to do that in all the different zones. So, of course, you have the 4 main zones right here. Then you also have the Forbidden Reach, and actually the Forbidden Reach is probably a really good place to start farming all this reputation, because you will have a lot of different daily and weekly quests that will reward you with quite a lot of reputation. Then you also have the Zaralek Cavern, where you need to go for the Loamm Niffen reputation. So here you need to go and do all the different activities that you can as well. And finally, you will have the Emerald Dream, and again here you will have another separate reputation that will be completely dependent of this zone right here. And for the Emerald Dream, the one event that you really want to make sure to do is the Super Bloom event. So just make sure to go. You can see here that you will be able to do it every, I think, 1 hour, something like that. And again, this is something that will reward you with a lot of reputation. For the Iskaara Tuskar, which are located in the Azure Span, you will also have here the Community Feast. So as you can see, by just going on the main Iskaara icon, you will be able to see when this feast will be available. Here you just want to make sure to pick up the quest that is just next to the main cauldron, and then you will just have to help 5 times in order to complete the quest. And like that, you will receive a lot of reputation as well with the Iskaara Tuskar. And in the Zaralek Cavern, you will have the researchers under fire. So again, here you just want to go and make sure to do it at least once per week, because you will be rewarded with a lot of reputation. So just something as well that you need to keep in mind weekly. And finally, in the Waking Shore, you also have the Siege on Dragonbane Keep. So again, another weekly activity that will reward you with a lot of these different reputations. Another tip when it comes to the Iskaara Tuskar reputation, so here you will be able to find different type of fishing holes, and for instance you have one here in the Forbidden Reach, you have one here in the Waking Shore. So basically here, when you go at this specific location, you will be able to find a quest giver that will give you these repeatable quests. And all you have to do is to give the quest giver some fishes that you can buy on the auction house. And each time you complete each of them for the first time of the week, you will receive a lot of reputation. So just make sure to do that as well once per week, at least with your different characters, because you will get a lot of free reputation just by doing that. Now, in terms of the different mounts that you will be able to get through these different reputations, first with the Iskaara Tuskar, at Renown 25 you will be able to buy 2 Ottuk mounts, and then at Renown 30 you will be able to buy 2 more. So you just want to go in the main town at this exact location, and then you will be able to buy these different mounts with your different resources, and also with some different materials that you can easily buy from the auction house. And like that, you will receive 4 of these different Ottuk mounts. And these are honestly really nice. And at least if you haven't done that already, this is 4 more mounts for your collection. After that, for the Dragonscale expedition, you want to go right here, the Dragonscale base camp in the Waking Shore. And here you will be able to find the Quartermaster. So with this one, when you will reach Renown 25, you will be able to buy 2 of these different Skitterfly mounts. So the first one, you will be able to choose it for free. You will be able to directly get it by simply talking to the Quartermaster. And then the second one, again, you will be able to buy it with your different war resources, and also with a few other materials that you can easily find on the auction house. And so like that, you will get 2 of these really cool Skitterfly mounts. One thing I want to remind you also is that when you will have reached Renown 25 with the Dragonscale expedition, when you open the different expedition scouts packs, you will have now a chance at getting the Verdant Skitterfly mount. So really just make sure wherever you are in the Dragon House to open this different expedition scouts pack. And hopefully at some point you will be able to get the mount. I got it after 3 of them, so it's probably very simple for you to get it. And like that you will get a third of these different Skitterfly mounts. After that, with the Dream Wardens, you will be able to get 2 over mounts. So here you want to go in the Emerald Dream, and again you want to go in the main town and you want to talk to Moon Priestess Lasara. And she will be selling the Sun Touch Dream Stag, which is a very nice mount, and also the Lunar Dream Stag. And here you will only need your different Dragon House supplies, not resources, sorry, in order to buy these different mounts. And finally, with the Loamm Niffen at Renown 18, you will be able to go in Loamm, the main town, and here you want to go inside the main hut, and you will be able to talk to Arlo Marl, and he will be selling the Morsel Sniffer, which is one of these cool mounts. And here you will simply be able to buy it from the vendor, so another easy one to get. Okay, now I'm going to go zone by zone and explain each time in each zone which mounts I've been able to get and how. I'm not going to include every mounts that are available in each zone because some of them I already got them back in Dragonflight and I don't even remember how you can actually get them, and I don't even have the footage to show you exactly how to get these mounts. And also I'm still missing some of them, so can't really tell you how to get them while I don't have them myself. So here, the first thing that you want to do while you're completing all the different quests and farming for the reputation is to kill all the different rares that will spawn very often all around this main island. And here, if you're playing on a low pop realm, normally when you arrive, there's probably at least 15 or 20 of them available. So it's extremely easy to find a lot of these different rares and to kill all of them. The reason why we want to kill these different rares is because first of all, they are dropping this currency right here, the elemental overflow that we will need in order to buy one of the mounts. And also, each time you kill them, you have a chance at getting this mount right here, the Ancient Salamenther. And as you can see, personally, after killing maybe dozens of them, I was able to get the mount. So normally, if especially you're playing on the low pop realm and you're able to kill them a lot, you should be able to get the mount pretty easily. And this is something you can do every day because you will be able to kill them every day on each of your different characters. And this is what exactly the mount looks like. So this is just this very basic salamander mount, but still a very nice looking mount. Then I believe it's every hour you will have the Primal Storm event that will be available in the zone. So here, as you can see, you will see this big skull that will appear on the map, and it's always at the exact same place. So what will happen is you will simply have to go where there is this big skull, and here you will need to kill the different elementals that will be around, these big elite elementals. And when this is done, you will be able to kill the boss that will be unlocked. And when you do so, you will have a chance at getting some of these different leftover elemental slime. On average, you will get from 0 to 5 of these different slimes. So again, sometimes it's normal if you don't get any, but you will sometimes also get 5 at a time. And you need 50 of them in order to then convert them into a mount. And this is something you can do again and again and again. There's no daily limits. So my best recommendation is, again, on the low pop realm, just leave one of your characters right there and then just log in every 1 or 2 hours, do the little event, kill the boss, and get your leftover elemental slimes. And when you finally get 50 of these leftover elemental slime, you can just click on them and it will combine the slime into this really cool mount, which is the Gooey Snail Elemental, which is the blue version of the snail mount from Dragonflight. So again, something very easy to do if you just leave your character and you're a little bit patient. And one thing that is important to note is that in the process, each time you kill the boss, you will receive around 1000 of the different elemental overflow, and the different elites will also drop some of them. So this is also a good thing in order to get enough to buy the next mount we're going to talk about. So for the next mount, you want to go in the market village right here in the Forbidden Reach. And here you want to talk to the Maruk Center emissary. And as you can see, she will be selling the Noble Bruffalon mount. So this is this really cool and very big mount. So this one will require you to get 100,000 of the different elemental overflow. And normally here, if you've done all the previous activities, you should definitely have enough. Definitely, I personally got more than that just by doing all these activities. So here, if you've been doing that on multiple characters, that's not a problem because as you can see, you can transfer all these different elemental overflow. And so this is something you can do with all your different characters. And as you can see, just by doing that, I now have enough and I can buy this mount. And if you didn't have enough of the elemental overflow just by doing all the things in the Forbidden Reach, I wouldn't recommend you to try and really just farm these elemental overflow, because by doing a lot of over farms and getting a lot of over mounts all around the Dragon House, you will get more of this elemental overflow. And so this is just something that normally you should be able to do just by getting all the over mounts. Finally, the last mount I'm going to talk about from the Forbidden Reach is the Mossy Mammoth, and this is this really cool Mammoth mount. This one is linked to the Iskaara vaults, and it is something you can really get during your first day of doing these different vaults, so this is actually very easy to get. The only requirement is for you to unlock the vault, so here you want to go and talk to the Salamander Viridia in the Market Village, again at this exact location. And normally you will be able to directly get the quest lines that will allow you to have access to the vaults. And as you can see after that, you will be able to see the vaults on your minimap. And then you just need to have with you around 30 to 50 of the different Iskaara vault keys that normally you will already have with you by simply killing all the different rares, by killing the different bosses and doing all these different events. If you still need some of them and you don't have enough just by killing all the rares and doing all these things, you can just go here and again buy some with your different supplies from this guy Craxus. So just something for you to remember. And then you just want to make your way to the vaults. So here, all you have to do really is to enter the vaults and then just open all the different rooms that you can. Here you'll have to sometimes do a few different things in order, for instance, to open certain chests that are in the fire, certain chests that are frozen, things like that. You will also need to use different teleporters that you'll find in some of the rooms and over items in order to go really high. In total, you have 4 different levels and each time you have different rooms. So if you're looking for a full guide on that, there's plenty on YouTube, but normally this is something that is pretty straightforward and shouldn't take you too long to understand. And here, the main thing you need to do in all these different rooms is simply opening all the different chests that you can in order to get different items that you will combine into other items, and in the end, you will be able to get them out. So the first item that you will receive is the Strange Petrified Orb. Again, it will drop normally randomly from any of the chests. Then after that, you will be able to combine it with the Scrap of Black Dragonscales, and you will be able like that to get the particularly ordinary egg. After that, you should be able to receive a drop of blue dragoning magic. And when combining this with the egg, you will be able to get the magically altered egg. After that, you want to get the ever-burning ruby coals again from any of the different chests, but especially I think maybe it will drop from some that are in the fire. And when you do so, you will be able to get the egg of unknown contents. Then after that, you want to find the speck of bronze dust. And when you combine it with the egg of unknown contents, you will get the sleeping ancient mammoth. And finally, the last thing that you want to find is the emerald dragon brooch. And with this final item, when combining it with the sleeping ancient mammoth, you will receive your mount, the Mossy Mammoth. So again, something that normally you should be able to do in one session of vaults if you have enough of the different keys to open all the different floors. And like that, you will get your mount. So this is something personally I've done in 1 hour. It was very quick and very easy. and it was my first time ever opening the vaults. Now let's move to Taldrazus. In Taldrazus, the main thing that I want to tell you to do is the Time Rift events. So this is something you should do once per week per account, and the main reason is because this is the most efficient way to farm all the different mounts that will be linked to the Time Rifts. Basically here, the different mounts that you will be able to get are all these different mounts right here. So as you can see, you have quite a lot of them, and all of them will be things you will be able to buy with your different paracasual flakes. So the main way you get these different flakes is by doing the weekly quest, and again this is something sadly you will only be able to do once per account and not per character. So all you have to do is to then participate in one of the time rifts. These happen every hour, and all you have to do is to do a few activities around. You can also just go directly in the middle right here, and you can just wait for the portal to be up when the event is down. And then you want to go in the portal, and here you will need to kill the mini boss inside. This is something that if you're playing on the high pop realm is pretty challenging to do, because these mini bosses are getting killed in seconds, and so sometimes you won't be able to actually tag the boss and you won't be able to complete the quest. So I would recommend you to maybe consider doing it on maybe low pop realm in order to not have too much competition. And when this is done, you want to go back, talk again to the quest giver, and here you will receive these 2 items from the bag, including one that will give you 1000 of these different paracasual flakes. So then with these different paracasual flakes, you want to go and talk to all the different vendors that are just behind her, and each of them will sell different type of items and also different mounts. Normally, there is only one that will be specific to Horde and specific to Alliance players. So in order to buy both of them, you will need at some point to use one characters from the other faction. So for instance, me, I had to log in on one of my Alliance characters and come. And normally you can transfer these different paracasual flakes, so it's not too difficult to do. And then you want to buy this other mount with this character from the opposite faction. And like that, you will have all the different mounts from the Time Rifts. Also, each time you will receive these different encapsulated destiny, make sure to use them, because like that you will be guaranteed to get one of the rewards from all these different vendors outside of the mounts each time you finish one of these different time rifts. So this is a very good way to get all these different rewards without having to spend your paracasual flakes on them. Now let's move to the Waking Shores. Here, the main thing you want to do is go in the Obsidian Citadel part of the map. And here, as you can see, you will have this weekly quest that will require you to choose your allegiance with either Rathian or Sabellian. And so all you have to do really is to go where there is the main throne, and you want to talk to either Rathian or Sabellian depending on which reputation you need the most at the moment. So then as soon as you choose that, you will be able to go down and pick up some of the different weekly quests and also daily quests from these 2 factions. And here, even though you chose the allegiance to one, you will still be able to pick up the different daily quests from the others. So as you can see, just below you will have the ones from Sabellian, and there at this other location you will be able to get the ones from Rathian. So just make sure to pick them up all at the same time. Also, the first thing that I would recommend you to do is the main quest that directly Sabellian or Rathian will give you, that will require you to get one of these greater obsidian key. So in order to get this key, it's very simple. Just kill a few of the mobs that are around. You will need 30 of the different fragments and one of the key thingy in order to then create this obsidian key. And when this is done, you just want to combine them, and then you want to go back, talk to either Rathian or Sabellian, and then complete this quest. After that, directly the next thing that you want to do is go at this exact location in the map. And here you want to make sure and talk to this guy, Iggy's the Believer. And you want to exchange over of the different restored obsidian keys that you have. So just make sure to farm a few of them and to have a few of them with you. And when you do so, you will be able to receive one of these different Obsidian Cache or Twilight Strongbox. And when you open it, you will have a small chance at getting the Worldbreaker membership. This will give you a 2-hour buff, and now when you're killing any of the mobs around this main area, you will be able to receive some Magmammoth, and these different Magmammoths will reward you with 1 mount when you get 1000 of them. So this is definitely the first thing I would recommend you to do before farming for all the different quests and doing all these other activities, and also before farming the reputation with Rathian and Sabellian, because like that you will be able in the process to get these different Magmammoths. One important thing to note is that if you die, you will lose this buff. And so if that's the case, just go back and talk again to the same guy, get more of the bags in order to get this thing again and to get the buff again. Or you can also go and talk to the main vendor that will also sell you this mount, and you will normally be able to buy some of them for 20 of the Magmammoths. And so here again, this vendor that you will be able to exchange the Magmammoths for the mount is located right here inside of this cave, and this is dealer Vexil. And again, as you can see, when you get 1000, you will be able to get the yellow version of the different snail mounts. Now, next to that, all you have to do is to simply kill all the different mobs that are around, do all the different quests, and when you have completed all the different weekly quests, you can just go hand them over. Normally here you will get tons of reputation from 7000 to 3000, and normally in 1 or 2 sessions you should be able to be exalted or true friends with both Rathian and Sabellian. Personally, I never really did anything with them, and I was able in 1 week and a half to be true friends with both of them. So this is honestly extremely easy to get true friends. And when this is done, you want to go back to where there is the main throne, the Obsidian throne, and here you want to talk to the 2 Quartermaster from Rathian and also from Sabellian. First, from the one from Rathian, you want to buy the sturdy obsidian glasses. This is this epic item that will cost you 800 gold. And then you want to go and talk to the Sabellian Quartermaster. And here again, on the last page, you will be able to buy the Never Forge lava-proof boots. And with these 2 items, you want to go back and you want to talk to this guy right here. And you will be able to buy the Magmammoth harness. And then when you have your harness, you want to go right here in the Waking Shore. And normally at this exact location, you will find this tame Magmammoth. So if you can't jump on it, normally all you have to do is to just log out and then log back in. And then you will be able to jump on the Mammoth. And then when you're on the Mammoth, you just want to click on the Magmammoth harness. And normally like that, you will be able to get the mount. So again, as you can see from time to time, it will be still a little bit bugged, and so you won't be able to do that. So just again, exit and do that again, and hopefully at some point you will be able to get your mount. Okay, now let's talk about the Zaralek Cavern. So here again, you will be able to get a few mounts. First, when it comes to the researchers under fire, you will be able each time when you complete the event to get a bag, and inside these different bags you will have a very small chance, or maybe not very small chance, but a small chance at getting this mount right here, the Flaming Shalewing Subject 01. So this is something that again you can do multiple times per week on the same character. So if you want, just make sure to always show up when this event is up. Just complete it and get the cash, and hopefully at some point, like myself, you will be able to get the mount. And just to say, it was the first time ever I was doing it, and I got the mount on my first try. So hopefully you will have the same luck. Then next to that, right there, you have this rare, Karokta. So this is a rare that will spawn every maybe 2 hours, something like that. And with this rare, you will have a small chance at getting this mount, the Cobalt Shalewing. So again, for this one, this is 1 chance per day per character. And sadly, this is a rare that is pretty hard to find on high pop realms because people are killing it very, very fast. But if you're playing on a low pop realm, hopefully you will be able to find the rare pretty easily. Then after that, you also have this one right here, the Seething Slug, which is a very cool slug mount. And all you have to do in order to get this mount is to open this chest right here, the Seething Cache. So in order for you to be able to see the cache and to open it, you will need to go all around this area right here. And you will need to find some seething orbs that will be floating, usually next to the lava or around some plants or things like that. And you need to find 3 of these orbs in order to then be able to go and open the chest. So normally this is where all these different orbs are located, and especially if again you're playing on a low power realm, but even on a high power realm, it should be very easy to do. Just want to make sure to pick up the 3 orbs before someone else does, because otherwise you will lose your stacks. And also these will only last for 1 hour, so make sure to do it when you're really committed to doing it, and make sure to try and go around and try to find all these different orbs. And each time you click on one orb, another one will appear somewhere else in this area. So if you're lucky, in 5-10 minutes, this is something that can be done. Personally, it took me 15 minutes, but it was very, very easy. Finally, you will also be able to get a mount pretty easily with your different barter boulders. So these are some items you will get when completing different type of activities in the Zyrtec Cavern. And as you can see, when reaching Renown 20, you will also be able to buy them from the Quartermaster for 100 of the different Dragonscale supplies. And then with these different boulders, you will be able to go and talk to Ponzo, who is located right here in Loamm. And he will be selling this mount right here, the Boulder Hauler Reins. So if you're in the same situation as me and is only selling it for battle bricks, you can change that by simply completing a little quest. So you want to go back in the main town, and here you want to try and find Newsy. So Newsy will be located right here at the entrance of the main hub, and you just want to click on him, and here normally you will be able to get the quest Bartering Boulders. So talk to Ponzo in Loamm, and like that you can go back, talk again to Ponzo, complete the quest, and normally now you will be able to buy this mount with your different barter boulders. So this is something normally that should really not be too difficult to get. And again, just by doing some of the different quests and doing some of these things, you will be able to get already quite a lot of these different barter boulders, but you can always buy them from the Quartermaster with your supplies if you are still missing some of them when reaching Renown 20. Then let's move to the Azure Span. So here we will have, first of all, this event, which is the Big Dig. Here again, this is a weekly thing that you want to make sure to do at least on one character on your account. Basically, you will have a weekly quest that will require you to finish one of these Big Dig events. And when you finish it, you will receive a lot of these different mysterious fragments. And with that, you will be able at some point to buy this mount right here, the Explorer's Stonehide Packbeast. So this is something I would again recommend you to do at least once per week per account. And normally like that, in less than a month, you will be able to get this cool mount, and this is really something super fast to do. Also, at the end of the event, you will have a boss that will spawn in this area next to the main camp. And here you will be able to have a chance at getting the Clayscale Hornstrider. So this is a rare drop, but you can kill this boss multiple times per week on the same character, and you will always have a chance at getting it. So I would recommend you to maybe leave one character right here and always try to log in when there is one of these events that is up. You don't need to participate in the event, you can just AFK, wait for it to end, and then you will be able to kill the boss. Again, if you're on a low pop realm, usually there's no one, so you can just wait and kill the boss super easily. Also here, all around this area, you will have this rare that will be available, Breeze Beater, and this rare will have a chance at getting this mount right here, which is the Liberated Silvern. So what's interesting with this rare is the fact that actually it's not really going to be a rare, it's just going to be an elite mob, and you can kill him multiple times per day and you will still have a chance at getting the mount. So again, by simply leaving your character in this area, you can just log back in every hour or so when the Big Dig event is up, and hopefully you will be able to also just circle around this area where this rare will be flying. And if you find it, you can just kill it and hopefully you will get the mount. Now on my realm, also next to that, there's usually the Dream Surge event that is up in the Azure Span. And with this, you will have the Waking Dream that will also be available. So here, you just want to go where there is this Waking Dream appearing on your map, and you want to do what's required. Sometimes you will need to kill mobs from a portal. Sometimes you will just need to clear all the mobs in the area and then kill the mini boss at the end. And at the end of that, you will be able each time to receive some of these different fragments that are called the charred elemental remains. And when you have 20 of them, you will be able to combine them into the renewed Magmammoth mount. So this is something that is honestly really easy to do, simply because sometimes you can get up to 3 of them and you need only 20 of them. So just by leaving your characters at this exact location, you will be able to also do these different things pretty easily. And again, like that, hopefully at some point you will be able to get this mount. Next to that, with the Dream Search being activated, all you have to do is to go around the map, and here, as you can see, you will find all these different rares, and you can just go kill each of the rares. Each time they will give you reputation points, and they will also give you some of these different Dream Search coalescence. And when you have 1000 of them, and this is honestly very easy to get, you will be able to go in the main area where there is the vendor for the Dream Search event. And here you will be able to buy the Duskwing Ouna mount for 1000 again of these different coalescence. Now let's talk about the Emerald Dream. And here just a quick reminder, you have a portal that will allow you to go right into the Emerald Dream. And this is something located in the main city. So the first thing you want to do is go in the main camp right here, and you want to pick up the different weekly quests, especially a Worthy Ally to get a lot of the different reputations. And then also you want to pick up especially this one right here, the Blooming Dream Seeds. The reason why is because once per week per character, you will be able to get a Seed Bloom. And with this different Seed Bloom, you will be able to get a lot of different mounts that are very, very easy to get. And here are all the different mounts you will be able to buy from Talisa, who is the main quest giver. And as you can see, you will get all of these. So this is something you can do in 1 week if you have enough outs to do the quest again and again. And really all you have to do is to use some of your different seeds that you will have normally with you by doing all the other activities in the zone. And you just want to go to the closest emerald bounty and you just want to plant the seed, and you want to do that 3 times. And like that, you will be able to come back and get your seed bloom, and you will be able to buy a mount. So this is something that can literally only take 5 minutes per character, and like that you will get all these different mounts. Also here, it's important to note that when you are planting the seeds and doing the main event with the seeds, you will have a chance at getting the Reins of the Winter Night Saber, which is this mount right here, and which is, in my opinion, really, really nice. Then, next to that, you will also be able to collect some Dream Energy by doing all these different activities. And when you have enough, you will be able to receive one of these different Dream Infusion. And as you can see, you can then buy a lot of these different mounts. And these are pretty cool because these are the mounts that are completely green. And so again, then you will just need to already have at least one of these models unlocked, and you will be able to buy the equivalent with the green effect on them. And so here, as you can see, with this, you can just buy the mount. And so then, as you can see, you can just buy the mount, and like that, you have a new mount in your collection. So here, really the main way you collect the Dream Energy is by doing all the quests around the Emerald Dream, doing the world quest, planting the seeds, and doing these type of events, doing the different frenzies that happen. And for me, I found that the easiest way is actually with the reputation. So basically here, when you will reach the maximum renown, you will be able to then get these overflowing Dream Warden tropes. And when you open these, you will receive 50% of the Dream Energy needed. So this is something that is really good, and especially the reputation is super easy to farm. So probably one of the easiest way to get some of this dream energy, and you can do that again and again. There's no limit. It just takes a little bit of time to get all the dream energy you need for all the mounts. The last few things I will mention is that in the Onaran Plains, you will be able to find this rare Zenith Abyss, and it will have a small chance at dropping the Zenith Egg, and after that, in 7 days, you will get the Zenith Hatchling mount. So this is just another one of these rares that you can camp, and hopefully at some point you will be able to get the mount. And finally, the last thing I want to mention is that with the different centaur hunts that will happen all around the Dragon House, you will be able on the first one of your account each week to get the Planeswalker Bear mount. So here again, these will be advertised on your map with an icon when they happen in this specific part of the Dragon House. And you can just go there and you want to complete the hunt. And when this is done, usually you will be able to receive this container, and inside you will have a chance at getting the mount. So just another thing I wanted to mention. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you will be able to also get your hands on some of these mounts during this event. Again, this event will end on the 22nd of May. So you still have a little bit of time, and you will still be able to farm all these mounts afterward, but it's just a little bit easier to do it right now. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!